Hey guys, I'm Heintje, and for this video I got invited to the Tour the Gnar. Not in Canada though. I don't think I dare to ride any of those features. No, this one is the Snobi edition, organized by my friends, the Snobi Riders crew. You should check out their channel on YouTube if you haven't already. Anyway, they set out a bit of a tour in which we visit and try to ride some gnarly features. For so far the Dutch lands provide any gnarly features. Let's roll the intro and see what they have come up with. I hope you enjoy. We met at a Snobi spot and also did a bit of a warm up there. So let's see if the table line is still within my capabilities. Turned out I needed a couple of tries to get into it and start nailing them all. I've already made a video about this place, check that one out if you want to see more, or wait till the end of the video, we'll be coming back here. Now it's time to start the Tour the Gnar, of course based on the event organized by Joost MTBetter in British Columbia, Canada. An event where some of the best riders in the world try to hit some of the gnarliest features in the world, all in one day. It's already clear that whatever we're going to face today won't be that insane. Anyway, time for the first feature. A little line over some roots, then a compression and one more roller before the end. Yeah, it's still in the Netherlands, so it's not going to be too big. I was feeling confident about this one, so I went for it straight away. And indeed, it was pretty easy. So to make it more interesting, we spotted an alternative line.
Ze willen dus bij hun staan, daarop, willen ze vanaf droppen dat daar ergens landen. En normaal gesproken hoor je daar ervan af te gaan, dan te rollen, zo. Maar we willen dus vanaf daar droppen. Dat is gewoon een drop van 2-3 meter.
This one looked tricky to roll the roots. Here it came very precise, so let's first do a run-up to make sure I have the correct line.
Oké, ja. Op Heintje.
And then it was time to go for it. Turned out this one was even rollable. However, that was no excuse for some to go big, because why not?
Ja, die dus.
Now let's move on to the second feature of the day, a small drop to more or less flat. Again something that didn't look that hard, even with the slow approach. My biggest concern was the flat landing. Earlier this year I strained my calf muscle on a similar drop, but hey, it's the Tour the Gnar, a day where I have to face some of my fears. My best bet was to not postpone it and just go for it. I know I can ride this feature, all I had to do was make sure I absorbed the landing as much as possible. And so I did. Again, a pretty easy feature. And again, one you can go big on if you want. For me it was already enough that I'd done it. I didn't feel the need to do it the second time. For me it was time to move on to the next feature.
We zijn eigenlijk gewoon bij feature 3. Ze hebben dit dan bij elkaar gespit, daar hier op je plaat gegaan over die wortel. Dus je kunt nu mooi een beetje drop rollen.
Kat gebeurd.
Dan ga je donders hier naar beneden toe, dan wordt best wel verticaal stijl. En dan zoek je het maar uit, maar hij is wel makkelijker dan de feature van net.
This one starts with a small drop, or at least that's what it's supposed to be. Unfortunately, there was no way to get the speed to be able to drop this one, so we rolled it. To be followed up by a steep section with some roots. The basically endless runout made this one easy as well, so let's move on to the next feature, another drop. Nothing special about this one, just go as big or small as you want. After the previous one, this one was no issue for me.
Oh, harde landing.
I didn't go too big. With no real landing, I don't see the point in going as big as possible. However, I did do a second run, this time going a bit bigger. Here we found an alternative line as well. For this one, we needed the MTB hopper. With this we could make a jump to infinity.
Hey, we hebben een bonus feature.
Since it's my hopper, I felt the need to go first. Not having seen the speed made it a bit tricky. I didn't want to go too big, but I sure wanted to clear the ditch. I made it, be it with one of the hardest landings ever. Again, something I'm glad I did, but I didn't want to do it again. So I took the time to film some of the others, including my friend Joost from the YouTube channel MTBetter. Again, you could go as big as you want, just don't go too small. There's a bit of a ditch you want to clear. In order to go to the next feature, we had to navigate the local cross-country track for a bit. Quite a unique experience to ride a trail like that with a bunch of free riders. Now for the last feature, yet another steep section, again made easy by the huge run out. If you recognize this spot, it's next to the XC lap after all. Be aware of riders riding that lap. We had someone spotting and warning us. To make this one a bit of a challenge, there's an option to go a bit to the right, adding a tiny but tricky drop to the line. Again a steep takeoff and this time a very precise landing.
The bay on the track.
Now before I end the video with another small session back at the Snobi home ground, let me conclude the video. I hope it's obvious this was more of a fun event than a real search for the gnarliest features. The Dutch lands just don't offer that much gnar. I've ridden gnarlier stuff on most of my enduro trips, usually with more exposure and higher consequences. Therefore I feel most of these features would fit perfectly on a cross-country lap. Unfortunately, the average Dutch mountain biker would die on features like this, but that's something for another video. For now, let's end the day of fun with some jumps. After I've done the table line a couple of times, it was time to move on to the gap jump. Last time this one was a real mental challenge for me. Now I've done it in the past, it's a lot easier. However, during my first attempt I went a bit sideways on the table before it, so I bailed. Next try. This time I went for it, to result in one of the scariest moments in jumping.
Hallo?
Only to realize mid-air there was a bike on the landing. Thankfully I didn't land on it and everything ended okay. Just let this be a lesson that you're careful where you put your bike down.
Hallo?
In order to get to this jump, I crossed from the table line to it, skipping another gap jump. Well, now it's time to check out that jump as well. Let's see how the run-up looks. Okay, out of a corner, between some trees, 1 meter or 5, bit of a step down. At this point, Dante offered me a toe in. Not knowing whether I would go for it or not, I followed him. Having quite a pedal to get to the first step down, this one is very case friendly, therefore not scary. I even cased it a bit. Normally a case like that would be enough for me to bail. However, all the jumping I've done this year is paying off. Now I just went for it and cleared the gap.
Doodeng. Maar ging het goed? Ik sta hier dus.
It took me a lot of tries last time to finally commit to that second gap. Now I did the first gap of this line, first try. I didn't even do a run-up. After I've done it a couple of times, it was time for me to return the favor and give a toe in to my buddy Joost. Now, while I follow Joost one more time, it's time to end the video. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you learned where not to lay down your bike. I also hope to see you back for my next video, and you know what to do in the meantime. Have fun riding. Houdoe!
Yeah. Whoop whoop.